We both put on a good fight, the best we could do, and his country's at war, so people are siding with the country at war, but make no mistake, I won that fight in my opinion, and I'll be back. I've got a rematch clause.
Immediately after the fight, you were asked in the ring who you thought won. You said you won, and the reason you thought the judges gave it to him because his country was at war. Do you regret saying that?
No, I don't regret anything. Why would I regret that?
So you really think they voted for him to win?
Listen, it was a close fight. Usyk got the raise, like he just said. He won the fight. Fair play to him. Don't make excuses. Man beat me on the night. Fair play. I believe I won the fight. That's my opinion. Just like if you had an opinion, he had an opinion. Everybody had an opinion. But he got his hand raised, and I congratulated him. It's on TV to see. I kissed his cross. I said, thank you very much.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year, for sure. Do you know?
When TNT, about a fortnight there, they're about to go, released the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk face-off, and it was done very, very different to how most face-offs are done, where obviously this being a rematch, they have the first fight, they have the footage, and they showed both guys respective footage of the first fight. And it was interesting. It was different. It was altogether different. I did wonder, was there more to it? Because normally a face-off is, guy in the middle, both boxers and stuff like that. Well, the Zone released their version, which is altogether different. You had Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury. You had Todd Grisham at the head of the table. And you also had Alex Krasuk and Frank Warren there. Now again, like the TNT one, this was quite short, really, for a face-off. Again, they're normally well into the 20 minutes. This was only 12 and a bit minutes. But it was an interesting watch. Now, you got to bear in mind, Alexander Usyk, and one of the comments, just, I have to say, it did tickle me. One of them said, Usyk coming in like aging 47, Tyson Fury looking 47. That did tickle me, I'm not going to lie. But you could tell this was done it was probably just before they did the actual face-to-face, the kick-off press conference that happened in London a couple of weeks ago. Now, Tyson Fury in this was, I'm just going to say, he was looking heavy, but, you're talking, a month or so ago? But it's interesting because, I'll talk more about weight now in a wee bit, but at the very start of this whole conference, or this whole face-to-face, they're talking about the first fight, and Todd Grisham is basically trying to get that difficult question that Tyson Fury in off the bat, which a lot of people haven't really asked about, which was Tyson Fury in the immediate aftermath. Now, I get it, emotions run high post-fight, but still, to turn around on the biggest stage and to say that Alexander Usyk only got this decision because of sympathy, because of the conflict that's going on in his country, that just didn't sit right with me. That to me was just, I didn't think Fury would go that low, but he did. I really was surprised at that. And when Todd Grisham asked him that, do you regret it? No regrets, no excuses. What? No excuses? That's literally an excuse then and there. And then he says, it was a split decision, I thought I did enough to win, it was easy. And there was a lot of, again, contradictions from Tyson Fury, as there always is, but the fact that was put to him, and I know some people would say, well, yeah, he said no regrets, but he didn't really, he tried to get away from that pretty quick by saying, it was a split decision, it could have gone either way. He got it by a point, there you go, he has his hand raised. But then he's asked, was it an easy fight? And then again, this was an interesting one because Tyson Fury was a lot more aggressive, certainly early on in this face-to-face. He was a lot more aggressive towards Alexander Usyk, swearing at him, saying this, that, and the other. He said that the punch in the 9th round was a punch from the gods, something like that, or that was at least what Todd Grisham said. And I was kind of like, really? You're banking on that? It wasn't a punch from the gods. It was, look, he'd been getting hit with left hands, as I've shown in some of my film studies, just to say, I have done them. He was getting hit with left hands from the first round. Not just to the body, but to the head as well. Big left hands. So it was only a matter of time before Alexander Usyk really caught him with the full you-know-what. Because, again, Fury had been getting hit with left hands throughout the course of the fight. He was talking about it being easy and adamant that he doesn't need to change anything. That's what he kept saying in this, that I don't need to change anything, this, that, and the other. Now, Spencer Brown, at the press conference, when they had the press conference, was talking about Tyson Fury coming in heavy. Frank Warren in this immediate contradiction, saying we need the speed. Heavy speed. Heavy and speed don't work. That just doesn't happen. So straight away you're thinking, what's going on here? Again, Tyson Fury saying things like, people from your team making excuses. No excuses. Andy Lee was the one saying, oh, we couldn't spar. So people from his team, making excuses. But isn't, again, saying that Alexander Usyk only getting the nod because of the conflict in his country, isn't that an excuse? Just saying. As the face-to-face dragged on a little bit more, it did appear that Tyson Fury definitely warmed to Alexander. I say warm, but definitely his aggression that was there early on, basically saying, oh, you rocked me, but you couldn't drop me, and then this, that, and the third. He did stop with a little bit of that. It did seem a bit more cordial by the end. It was interesting. Alexander Usyk, said basically that he expects, a tough fight. He expects a better fight. And Alexander, I think with Fury trying to it almost seemed like it was more mind games in a roundabout way between him and Tom Grisham than it did with Alexander Usyk. Yeah, he had his little, rant that he was, oh, you couldn't drop me, you couldn't do this, that, and the other. And Alexander Usyk just said, I am small man. And then I think he said words to the effect of, I will not leave you alone again. This guy, he is, when Usyk does retire, which I suspect isn't too far away, that's going to be a miss. Just those interviews. They won't be the same when he retires because he won't be fighting actively. The final part of it was when they asked Fury about this fight, should he win, immediately, this is interesting, immediately he was like, trilogy. Now that's interesting because, and Frank Warren actually was like, yeah, trilogy fight. Now, I really would have thought if Tyson Fury does win, it's not inconceivable. Certainly not. He's a very, very talented fighter, Tyson Fury. Listen, believe me, I don't see this as a full-gone conclusion for Alexander Usyk. I do worry when Fury says things like, I don't need to change anything. I think, well, you really do, because don't, put all your hopes on that, it was easy and he caught me with some good shots and that was it. No, he was catching you with good shots early. Look at the first couple of rounds, Tyson Fury, you didn't win any of them. Those first 3 rounds, you did not win them. That's just, you were getting hit with left hands, left, right, and you weren't doing anything. You were showboating, but you weren't doing it. To think that you don't need to change anything, that's not good. Don't do that. You have the talent to win this fight, but not changing it up, and it didn't work the first time, it ain't going to work the second time. But it was interesting, as I said, that Frank Warren and Tyson Fury were both, adamant enough they win to do the trilogy fight. I think I'd sooner see a trilogy fight between Fury and Usyk if it's a legit win for Tyson Fury and if it's a legit good fight and Usyk is up for it, than I would seeing Fury at this stage fight Anthony Joshua, especially if it was an immediate crack at Anthony Joshua, if it was an immediate crack Anthony Joshua for Tyson Fury, because, you fighting a guy coming off the back of a devastating, crushing, one-sided defeat in 5 rounds. I know it's a big fight, and look, if it did happen, I'd do plenty of videos on it, of course, but I'd rather see a score settle between Fury and Usyk than I would see Tyson Fury see how much Anthony Joshua has left. So I agree, a trilogy fight, perfect, like that. But yeah, it was an interesting watch. I don't know which one I preferred. I think I might have preferred the TNT one because it was different. It was interesting. This was kind of, I guess there's not much more you can add to it, really. But, there was interesting moments, certainly. But I think seeing the way TNT did it, where they're sitting both guys down, there's no promoters or anyone getting involved, both guys just watching the fight as it is, that to me was more interesting. I really enjoyed it. So maybe that's something that DAZN, Sky, etc. might look at moving forward. Obviously for rematches, no point if they'd ever fought before doing it, but it was really interesting. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Nice little surprise today. Didn't expect to see another face-off, but there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What did you make? Have you seen it? What did you make of it? Let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And until next time, peace.